Thank you, Mike. It's my pleasure to bring on Charlie Waddell, who is the CTO and founder of Global Plasma Solutions. Charlie, you just heard this conversation talking about somebody who owns lots of buildings. You have a technology that helps make what's inside of these buildings cleaner and more the air more virus-free. It's something that's used at Johns Hopkins. It's used on some private planes. Explain your technology.
Sure. GPS's technology is installed in the building's HVAC system, which treats the entire space, not just a single area like a portable room air cleaner. Our technology generates hundreds of millions of ions per second, which travel through the ductwork and into the building. And when these ions arrive into the space, they provide two key benefits. First, the particles are removed out of the air faster. And second, the ions reduce the quantity of infectious pathogens in the space. A good illustration of the problem will probably help with the understanding. So imagine your coworker sneezes. Millions upon millions of virus particles are now launched into the air. They will remain in the air and be infectious for a period of time. As of right now, we don't know that period of time, but researchers are currently trying to figure out that problem. The longer these particles remain in the air and the greater the quantity of the infectious pathogens, the higher the probability of the transmission. So that's why our top two key benefits, removing the particles faster and the ions reducing the quantity of the infectious pathogens, is so critical to the safety of the occupants.
Why don't most big buildings have technology like this now, right? Even before the virus, there's the flu, there's the cold, lots of stuff is transmitted through people sneezing or being in contact with each other. Explain why there isn't more of that. Why isn't that sort of built into the architecture of buildings in general?
Well, in general, in the past, buildings were designed for comfort, cooling, and heating. And so they weren't designed necessarily for indoor air quality or to protect the occupants in the building. Most of the filtration in the building was actually designed to protect the heating and cooling equipment to keep it clean. So now there's such an awareness out in the market. Indoor air quality means something totally new. It's now shifting from comfort, cooling, and heating and wellness to being more about the air quality in the building and how it can actually address these pathogens in the space and help people feel safer being in the buildings.
Do the large airlines use this now, or is it just mainly private carriers?
Currently, it's only private carriers using it, but the large airliners are certainly interested in the technology now, and we've been in discussions with quite a few, especially over the past couple of months, because they've realized that this is a concern on people's minds. People are becoming educated about how this virus is transmitting, and they want to be able to approach it in a methodical manner so they can help their customers understand how it's transmitting and what they're doing about that in the airlines.
And will you or have you sought, like, can you get CDC verification that this actually works to be able to snuff out the coronavirus? Like, I assume it combats all viruses or anything that's spread when people sneeze or in contact. Like, will you actually seek that out?
Well, what we're doing right now is currently undergoing a lot of testing with our technology, and we're actually using CDC-affiliated labs to confirm the product's effectiveness against various pathogens, and those could include norovirus, COVID-19 when it's available. You know, that strain is not even available to the labs right now for products like our technology to be tested against that. So what we have to use are pathogens that are very close to that particular contaminant, like human coronavirus. But we are using those CDC-affiliated labs to be tested and confirm what those inactivation rates are, both in a Petri dish setting, which is in a smaller glove box type application, as well as eventually we'll be able to aerosolize it and test it in a larger chamber to see what it does as well.
Everybody's more health conscious now. Everyone's much more aware about how sort of a virus spreads. You see a lot more people with masks on or gloves on. Is a technology like this, like, can I get that in my house?
You can get this in your home. And actually, this technology is not new. It's been around over 100 years. And over the last 12 years, we've advanced this technology, making it ozone-free, effective, affordable, and even sustainable. And with our technology, it requires no replacement parts, and it's maintenance-free, so homeowners really love it from that aspect. So as you'd mentioned earlier, we're already deployed in over 150,000 installations, including the leading hospitals, universities, large employers, airports, private jets, which you've already mentioned, arenas, and all the way down to that residential application. So with our technology, it's going to perform the same regardless of the application, and it's just provided in different forms to fit any existing or new HVAC system.
A lot of people are thinking about sporting events. Like, is it available, or could it be applied in a obviously an indoor arena or at a casino in Las Vegas? Like, can it work at a scale that large?
It certainly can, and it's actually been used in large sporting arenas around the country as well as casinos. So some of those applications are already seeing the benefits of the technology in reducing the particles and the pathogens in those larger applications. Because the product is designed in a scalable format, it doesn't matter if it's a residential application or a capacity that requires 300,000 people in a sporting arena. We have a technology that can fit such a wide range because it is scalable and in a modular type form.
And you're a technologist, even either at your company or beyond your company. What's the next big thing in being able to apply technology to air quality? What is something that doesn't exist today that might in a couple years?
Well, this technology is starting to really be expanded into many more applications. The awareness of it is certainly increasing over at least the last several months. And so I think going forward, you're going to see the building environment being designed for not just comfort, cooling, and heating, but for how to address the particles and the pathogens in the space. And I think that's going to be part of the building design team's thought process right up front, not just an afterthought, because right now it seems to be an afterthought, at least until recently. And so now this technology is being designed to go into these existing buildings. And I really think if you want to have the best air quality, it's going to have to include this type of system. And I think, in fact, going forward, building systems and codes are going to change to require this type of technology, just like a sprinkler system in the current commercial buildings.
Charlie, thank you very much for this conversation, and thank you for making the broader conversation about the future of buildings and workplace safety possible. Have a good day, and back to you, Mike Allen.
Thank you.